of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly by himself in a room. Blaise Pascal, some French Renaissance man. Let me repeat that one more time here, if you have not got the memo yet. All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly by himself in a room. You try and do this for yourself, okay? Always look for empirical evidence. Start to meditate. Sit down quietly in a room every day for 15 minutes and just do that. Just sit there quietly. No music, no lectures or podcast, no noises, no people, nothing. Just sit there quietly in a room. Just there quietly, 15 minutes. And start to do that every day. And then when you're up for it, start to do that twice a day. And once you're even more up for it, and you realize it isn't as torturous as it sounds like, you do it 3 times a day. Instead of eating 3 times a day and dumbing yourself down with food, how about you meditate 3 times a day? Just sit there quietly in a room for 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Oh, I can't sit down and meditate. I've got to do things. What do you got to do? Oh, I've got to take out the garbage. Okay, go take out the garbage. Okay, now you can sit down and meditate. No, I just got to check my phone here. I'm waiting for something important. Oh, really? Really? Is it that important? Really? Okay, wait. Oh, you got the message. Okay, I guess we got that sorted out. No. I gotta go do my groceries, because tomorrow, I gotta do my groceries for tomorrow. I gotta think ahead here, because tomorrow's gonna be a busy day, No, sit down. Sit your ass down in a room and just be quiet. And there isn't anything that you won't know. There's an old adage, I think it's a Zen adage. Sit down, stop thinking, stop listening, stop thinking, just sit down, and there isn't anything you won't understand. There isn't anything you won't know. And so if you've got, oh my God, problems, this and that, and oh, my girlfriend is just, she's being a moody bitch. My boyfriend is just being an asshole. My boss at work is being shitty. He's being unreasonable. All these problems that you have, these self-created illusions, just sit down in a room quietly, and these problems, so-called problems, will just take care of themselves. They'll just solve themselves. Like a waterfall just falls. It just falls. All your problems, all your hang-ups, all your little things that are keeping you from the kingdom of heaven, really, which is in the here and now, they'll just kind of reveal themselves to you, and they'll take care of themselves. You won't even have to do anything, because you'll be sitting there just quietly observing your breath, and bang, bang. It's like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it this way. And it just comes to you like this. Like, how did I not see this before? All right, I'll just do it this way. I'll just tell my boss this. Because maybe you want to take a week off or something, and you're really been overthinking it. Like, what am I going to say? What am I going to tell him? And you're sitting there quietly in a room observing your breath, and suddenly you're like, I guess I'll just tell him the truth. I want a week off because I want to go with my family. Because the simplicity of life just unravels itself to you when you sit down quietly in a room or anywhere. Just sit down quietly by yourself. Not with your cell phone, not with your, yes, binaural beats are good. They're very good for meditation, okay? Really, really amazing tools. But try for once to just sit there quietly with nothing. Just you. Just you. Just try that. Just you quietly. Observe your breath. Yes, yes. It is torturous. Yes, I know. You would much rather be checking your Instagram to see if you have new likes, or your YouTube to see if you have new subscribers. I know, because we're all chasing this rush, this illusion, this mirage. But how about you just sit your ass down just for a little bit, 10 minutes. And then actually, the more you do this, and the more you just see how life starts to flow like a waterfall, like it's nothing, effortless. And the simplicity of living reveals itself to you, and all your problems magically disappear because they weren't there to begin with, just like a mirage disappears because it wasn't there to begin with. Then you realize, wow, really, I don't have a problem. And even if I do, the solution is usually very easy. Yeah, very, very easy. But if you're living in the tyranny of your mind, then the mind loves to complicate things. Why does it love to complicate things? Because much in the same way your body is gratified through eating when it's hungry, okay? When it's hungry, if it eats, it's gratified. Just like it's gratified if it's cold and it gets to a warmer spot, your body physiologically, it's gratified. The way your mind is gratified happens through solving problems. Okay? So your mind, to gratify itself, to get its gratification in the world, it has to create problems and solve them. So then it creates problems that are not there, and then puts on an act like, oh, I'm doing this and this, and it solves them, and it's like, yes, I solved them. And then you get a dopamine rush, which again is just another rush that dissipates before you're on to creating the next problem. So you want the next solution, so you want the next rush. You see the predicament humanity's in? You see the predicament you as a human being find yourself in with this kind of mind, which is just given to you, passed down to you? Our ancestors, it wasn't complicated for them. Why? Because if you're living in nature, you sort of you rhyme with nature. You get in the rhythm of things. Just like if you go to nature, it's quiet, and so you quiet down. Even if you observe your pulse and your heart rate, just on its own goes down. I was meditating today outside, and I get in a meditative state a lot quicker than if I was in my room. And I realized the reason is because I'm sitting there on the earth and there is the sun and it's quiet around me, that I just start to automatically rhyme with nature. I start to automatically get in tune with my surroundings, the nature, right? It was a lot easier for our ancestors. Not necessarily an easier life, but an easier time with the mind. Whereas now we live in these mind hives. Wherever you go, it's like it's a mind net, mind hives. So then you are having to deal with this very complicated instrument that is complicating things, creating problems where they're not, because you're taught, just like a dog is taught how to, for good behavior is rewarded for something. So what we did in this modern society is we taught ourselves that the way to gratification is through solving things. So we look for problems and we solve them. And if there are no problems, which there are no problems, then we create the problems and we solve them. Okay, like you see all these solutions that we have right now to, for example, eating healthy, for example. Isn't that the solution, eating healthy? Just stop eating processed foods, eat healthy foods, and you'll be better. Sounds like a solution. It's a pretty good solution. But hold on. Where was the problem created in the first place? The problem in the first place was created in the processing, in the manipulating of natural foods. So you see, now we feel gratified, like, yes, I'm eating healthy. You feel good about eating healthy. Okay? And you're solving a problem. You have a health issue, you solve it, you feel better. Okay? Obviously, if you have a health problem, you solve it, you feel better. But see, you gratified yourself by creating a problem in the first place, which is disease, which is non-existence. Disease is not existent. We create it with our behavior. It's not existent. It does not exist. Okay? Disease is an illusion. Dis-ease, it's a state, it's dis-ease. Okay? It's a state of unease. But actually, if you live harmoniously, everything is ease. Everything is easy. Everything is at ease, it's at harmony. That's the harmony of the Tao, of the way. So, yeah, if you're able to sit down quietly in a room or in a park, just by yourself, observe your thoughts and observe your breath. Very simple. It's not complicated. And you start to do this every day, and you start to do it frequently throughout the day, you won't have a problem pretty soon. And if everybody was to do that, humanity would not have a problem. See, I'm speaking idealistically here, but we lived in such times. They're known as Sat Yuga. Other also, which translates to the age of truth. There was a time before the fall of consciousness where we lived in an age where everybody was enlightened, or at least close to it. There was no conflict. There needs to be no conflict. There was no weapons, no tools, nothing like that, because that did not need to happen, because everybody was vibrating high, let's say. Sat Yuga, the age of truth. And that's pretty obvious. That's pretty obvious that there was such a thing. That yes, us hippies were very idealistic in our ways, but actually we're just referring to an age that we're now moving into again. If you observe the yugas, which is the cycles of time we can find in Sanatana Dharma, in the Hindu and Buddhist tradition, you'll see that now we're moving again into the Sat Yuga. And we have to go through we have to go through the Varpa, okay, I'm not pronouncing it correctly, and then the Treta Yuga, and then the Sat is the highest one. And luckily, it is the longest one. So the Kali, which is the age of darkness, which is the one we're coming out of right now, is the longest, the shortest, sorry, luckily, fortunately. So, yeah, now let me speak from my experience. I've been meditating solidly for 3 times a day. I don't count the time, but I think it comes out to about 30 to 45 minutes, because I count my breath. I go by breath, okay? And it seems like probably 30, 45 minutes. Sometimes I'll count extra because I am feeling extraordinarily in a meditative, I want to meditate. So sometimes I'll go for an hour. So I'm meditating anywhere in total throughout the day in between an hour and a half and 3 hours, really depending on the day. And I can tell you this, every day now seems like a new day to me. Everything seems so fresh. I just went outside and I meditated in the sun by the earth. And when I opened my eyes and I looked around me, it was like I just came out of my mom's womb for the first time. And I'm looking at things, I'm looking at clouds, oh, like a kid, right? Kids are fascinated because to them, everything is new. And I'm looking at clouds, oh, clouds. I'm looking at the earth, I'm like, I guess I incarnated on this planet. Oh, oops, when did that happen? Oops. And then I'm just looking at everything as if I'm looking at it for the first time. You know, and so what happens as a result of this new fascination that I'm developing in life, this newfound childlike fascination, is that I'm preferring to be in silence more and more and more. So I'm taking showers in silence. Usually I have music, but I'm genuinely interested in the showering experience. What is this experience like? And I was, in the bathroom today looking like the walls. Oh, the walls are white. I never noticed that. The walls are white. I think that's starting to sound to you a lot like psychedelics, because meditation is the permanent way to psychedelics. If you meditate, you will never need to touch psychedelics in your life ever again. But you need to do it over and over a period of time, compounded effect. Then, like a good old Zen monk, you're living permanently in the kingdom of heaven. You're living permanently as in that sort of sense of everything is new, in that awe, total presence, total here and now. So the more I'm spending time alone, by myself, quietly, observing my breath, the more and more I'm realizing, first of all, I have no problems. I truly have no problems. Even if, like, let's say I have a headache or something, I'm like, okay, well, just get more sleep, eat less, do a little fast, it'll be solved. Like, it is no problem. There really is no problem. So whenever there is a genuine concern, like, oh, my stomach hurts or whatever, just sit down quietly, you'll get the solution. Very, very easy. So then you realize there's no problem, because every problem has a solution, and the solution is already available to you right now, here and now. But only if you had eyes to see. Only and only if, but if you were able to sit down quietly and just observe yourself, observe your thoughts, observe your breath. Only and only if. Instead of constantly checking your Instagram and your YouTube and all that stuff. Chasing that dopamine rush. So to go on speaking or reciting to you my experience, I was looking at the walls today in the bathroom saying, I never noticed that the walls are white. Something as simple as this, and they're just so white. So white, okay? So I was there in the shower just looking at the walls. Like, wow, they're white. Oh, look at the walls, they're so white. And then looking at my hands, which, I mean, just looking at it now is giving me a psychedelic type feeling. It's like, these are hands. They can grasp things. So, what is happening to me as a result of meditating 3 times a day now, solidly now for the last about 3 weeks or so, is life is becoming a lot more interesting, a lot more fascinating. I'm becoming a child again. Can't you see this big smile on my face? I'm becoming a child again. I love it. I miss little Saeed. I don't really like adult Saeed too much. Thinking and solving problems and trying to prove things and trying to chase things and oh my God, he's got a lot of problems. He's got to solve them. Oh, look at the thing here that happens here. That ego. Okay, not gonna bring you happiness. It isn't gonna grant you entry into the kingdom of heaven. You want to be in the kingdom of heaven? I'll recite you a page from Ram Dass's book, Be Here and Now. Ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven until you can be that open, surrendered child again. Okay, if you want the kingdom of heaven, and I'm sure you've all experienced the kingdom of heaven, you might have dropped acid or ate some mushrooms, or really had a profound experience, a meditative experience. You were somewhere out in nature, everything was just right, and you just, wow, this is heaven. You had nothing on your mind. You were there, wow, dig these flowers, dig these clouds, my God. And you're just there. You're the cloud, you're the tree, you're the white walls, like an idiot looking at the walls. Whoa, they're so white. That was me this morning. So do yourself a favor and sit down quietly in a room by yourself. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all the Patreons for supporting this channel, for supporting my moments of silence. My moments of silence today are dedicated. I will dedicate the next one because I'm 1 out of 3. I've got 2 more meditation sessions, and as I sort of do them, I have to do them. There's no option. There's no option for me. Just like an athlete has to train twice a day, an elite athlete, I gotta meditate 3 times a day. Okay? That's my sport right now. I will dedicate the next one, my next moments of silence, to our lovely Patreons. I will actually give you special gratitude in in those moments of silence. And I want to give it to you now for supporting this channel. I believe I will be able to do this full time with the grace and the generosity of you guys. Thank you very much. If you would like to pledge your support with as little as $2 a month, it really isn't much. It's $2 a month, but if enough people do it, I'll be able to do this full time at some point. And I believe I will. Just a matter of time, because I know there's a lot of you guys that have already told me that you want to pledge, you're just whatever. You gotta get a job or whatever, but I appreciate the sentiment. And I know at some point we'll be able to do this full time. So thank you. And that's about it. Until next time, may the force be with you.